now, for example, one of the biggest success of Sassyheels was, first of all, the content. It's very important to come up with a nice content. You know, you're selling shoes, you must not use low quality pictures. We're talking about Instagram. My business, it's more based on Instagram, for example, where people are being fascinated by nice looking pictures. So first of all, it's the content, but the content is not enough, because you can have a nice content. Now you have to make your business be known. For that, you need to collaborate with people who are already known in the business, known on the social media that you're using.
Everybody, and welcome to BIZ TALK. I'm your girl, your host, Tanya Kabuya, popularly known as Tanya La Patron. And you know what it is, what time it is. It is the time for BIZ TALK, where we're going to talk to business people about how they did it. And on today's show, we have Jacob Bamba, the founder and CEO of Sassyheels Online, an online store based in South Africa. And we're going to ask him how he did it, how he started it from scratch. And before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoy it. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you would like to see, what more you would want us to cover. So, Jacob, welcome to today's talk.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all good. And yourself, how are you doing?
I'm okay, no complaint. We are here. So, Jacob, the first thing, because I posted about this interview, and a lot of people were shocked to see that behind a female brand, there is a man. So, how did that come about? Like Jacob deciding to sell shoes for women only?
Well, I think at first it started off me seeing that there was an opportunity to make money. You know, to make it simple, I really liked how women go crazy over a nice pair of shoes. And for me, it was an opportunity to be able to offer to them a good quality shoes coming with an affordable price. So for me, it was all about an opportunity. Women love shoes. They like nice shoes, you know, and yes, exactly. They'll go crazy. They'll go over the budget to get that shoes if they really love it. So for me, it was more like an opportunity for me to get into that business and start selling shoes. So that's how it started, though.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's beautiful. So you wake up one morning, you decided, okay, out of all the businesses that you could start, shoes. So that's really interesting. So the other question I got is, how did you start? Like, how? What did you do? Because obviously, right now we're looking at your page, it's 12,000 followers. You have, I looked at your website, it looks tremendously beautiful, but did it always start that way?
Well, first of all, let me say that I was inspired by big player in the market. You know, it started with a big vision, and I started very, very, very small. You know, I remember it was back in 2013, and I literally went to a Mr. Price store, and I bought 10 flat pumps. I remember they were 69.90. So I sent them back in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and they were all sold out due to the price, and the money came back. This is how I started. So I reinvested the whole thing. This is how it started. I started really small, and I grew up by first observing how big players are doing in the market. This is one of the biggest advice that I'll give to upcoming retailer. I mean, upcoming entrepreneurs who are interested in a retail like me. It's to look at what biggest players, what people who are your inspiration are doing, you know. So I think this is how inspire me. I've been learning from them, and that's how I polish my business, obviously according to the local reality, because it's totally different to operate in South Africa than operate in the UK and the USA. You know, once again, I had to study the trend, I had to study the customers' behaviors, I had to to see how they react to this, what could work. It was also a whole trying, working, keeping, trying, not working, removing and changing, pivoting strategy and stuff. So it was a constant work though, and it's starting to pay off.
Oh, I actually love the fact that you say it's constantly testing because as a marketing strategist, that's what I always tell entrepreneurs is that one size does not fit all. What works for one does not necessarily work for you, and it's
Definitely.
constantly testing the market. So let me ask you quickly: do you have a business background? Do you have a degree in business? So how did you come about with all this whole thing?
Well, my dad was a business person. My dad was more like me, like buy, sell, make profits. I was
Mm-hmm.
inspired by him, but I think I fell in love with business in South Africa when I was seeing how big companies were doing well, how entrepreneurs were celebrated. Because I studied finance. I started with financial management, but I fell in love with the process of entrepreneurship. I fell in love with running a business because it's the place where you'll be spending your life testing, trying new things, enjoying results, or what it's a whole real life for me. It's a whole real life for me where real principle of life really apply. So long story short, my dad was a businessman. My dad was a business person. I got inspired by him, and then I got also more inspired by the exposure that I had into business in South Africa. So that's how I fell in.
This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful to hear that. I mean, obviously, we get inspired by people around us, and sometimes we never really aware of how much influence they have. So
Yeah.
my other question is, what is, obviously I don't expect you to reveal your entire strategy, but if you could give us like an insight about the strategy behind Sassyheels, what would you say?
Come again. I didn't get your question.
If you could give us an insight on
Yes.
the strategy behind pushing Sassy Hills from zero, because I mean, in April, you told me in private that in April 2020, Sassy Hills had zero followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Today, you stand at 12,000 followers. So,
Yeah.
what did you do? Because obviously, for a lot of people, breaking the 10K mark on Instagram is a lot. So, if you had to
Yeah.
tell us, what did you do? Because from my understanding, social media has played a huge part into building your business. So if you
Yeah.
had to give us an insight into your social media strategy, what would you say?
No, definitely. First of all, you need to know that we are nothing without social media. Businesses are pivoting and they establishing a big and a huge presence in social media. Do you understand? And so my biggest strategy was to uh, to follow the trend. That's something that I can say. To follow the trend. The social media require you a lot of time, a lot of work, and a lot of sacrifice. You need to adapt quickly. You need to change quickly. You need to move quickly. Like now, for example, one of the biggest success of Sassyheels was, first of all, the content. It's very important to come up with a nice content. You're selling shoes, you must not use low quality pictures. We're talking about Instagram. My business, it's more based on Instagram, for example, where people are being fascinated by nice looking pictures. So first of all, it's the content, but the content is not enough, because you can have a nice content. Now you have to make your business be known. For that, you need to collaborate with people who are already known in the business, known on the social media that you're using. Nowadays,
Mhm.
all companies are being turned to influencers marketing. Those are a big key for success for brands. So the second strategy that I had was to find out influencers marketing who are matching my brand, who are matching my what I'm doing. Because as Sassy Hills, obviously you're not gonna spend money or energy and stuff looking for social media influencers who are into sports or nutrition, food, you know. The second strategy that I would advise people is to look for those influencers who are into your niche of work. So which means they're having an audience built according to what they love and what they advertise, and you collaborate with them. As a beginner, one of the best thing that I'll tell people, one of my biggest strategy was to go to micro influencers. Micro influencers are people who are having between 15,000 rands to 70, 18, 90,000 rand maybe. Those
Or
people
you
are
mean
more,
followers, 90,000 followers?
yes, followers. I mean, those are those people who are more willing um, to post about you, to talk about you in exchange of free stuff like shoes. Because at the beginning, that's what you can afford. You cannot be able to pay those influencers substantial amount of money like big corporates are doing, and this is how you grow. So the first strategy is to create a nice content. The second strategy is to collaborate with people who are bringing value, influencers who are bringing value into your brand. Because remember, those people, they represent you. You need to pick them wisely. Start by micro influencers. I started by micro influencers, and then they put my brand out there. And then the last strategy, and I feel like for me, it's the most effective strategy. It's what your customer tells about you. That's really important. You can spend, yes, you can spend so much time, so much money working on influencers, but nothing beats what an AP customer think about your business and the quality of your product and the quality of your service. So that's where you must concentrate at least 50% also of your time. And then you realize that things will go so automatically with time. And but last thing, it require patience. It's really
Patience,
important.
obviously.
Social media
I,
require
That's so
patience.
true. That's so true. That's so true. Because a lot of people think that okay, I get you on
Yes.
social media, I hit it tomorrow, or that it's
Mm-hmm.
important also to have a very customer centric approach to marketing because they are the most important people in your business. Without your
Definitely.
customers, you don't have a
Definitely.
business. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So that is actually you covered basically everything I wanted to ask you because obviously social media is a
Mhm.
big thing. So if you had to have a conversation with Jacob from 17 years ago, who's an aspiring entrepreneur, what would you say?
You said if I would have a conversation with Jacob, who's an
Yeah, 10
aspiring
years
entrepreneur,
ago, who's an
7
aspiring
years ago, what
entrepreneur?
will I tell Jacob? I will tell Jacob that the first big step is the vision. The first big step is a vision. Listen, we need to be honest with people and tell them how much entrepreneurship is a very difficult path. And if there's something that will keep you going forward is your big vision. Imagine yourself as a billion-dollar corporate. Imagine yourself as a company that gives 12,000 jobs. That's a vision that will keep on pushing you forward, even if you find it difficult, you know, to go forward. That's those moments will happen. You know, those moments will happen. And the second thing, now you need to strategize your vision. You need to put them in a table and you need to break them down into pieces.
Mhm.
And as soon as you break them down into pieces, now you need to act. You need to move. You need to do the first move. You focus on the first move. You nail it so nicely. And then you go to the second step. You nail it so nicely. That's how you grow. That's what I do. I don't focus on the whole do is that I make sure that every single week I nail it so perfectly. I don't plan a month ahead. I don't plan 2 months ahead. I plan weeks ahead. And then the last thing that I will advise entrepreneur is patience. If I'll advise Jacob 17 years ago, I would have tell him, you need to be patient. It's a whole process that you need to fall in love with. But what will keep you going
Thank you
is your
so much.
vision. And what will keep you going is that vision that you broke it down into pieces. Because, you know, if you sit today and you are having a $2.5 billion vision of building one of the biggest online corporate store. It seems so huge for you when you have only 50 rand in the pocket. Do you understand? But as soon as you break that vision down, you realize that yes, with 50 rand, I can start by step one and grow. And the other, something else that I would like to say, it's something that entrepreneurs always tell us, and I've experienced that, and it's true. It's okay to start small.
Absolutely.
It's
It's okay
okay
to
to
start
start
small.
small. Okay, to have one customers and nail the relationship with that customers. It's okay to start with one followers. It's okay to start with 200 rand in the pocket. It's okay to start small. Your vision, your strategy will keep you going, and that's how you grow slowly. I still work very hard as Sassy Hills to get there. Trust me, I do. But I'm not getting discouraged because the vision is so big, the strategy is there in place. You just need time for things to come out all right and to become true. You know, businesses, it's something so huge that you don't wake up in the morning and have everything figured out. You realize that those big corporates builds the name through 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 years of time. And do not be afraid to make mistakes. I love making mistakes. I love it because I learned so much from mistakes. I learned so much from mistakes that the next time when I'm into the same situation, I take different decisions. And I guess when you take different decisions, that's how you grow.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Okay, let me quickly ask you as we wrapping up. What is there in the plans for Sassy Hills for 2021? And also tell us where people can find you if they are interested in getting to know more about
For for 2021, what I have, the vision that I have for Sassy Hills, it's collaboration left, right, center. I want to collaborate with people. I want to collaborate with brand. And one of the biggest vision that I have for 2021 is to uplift other brands that are doing the same thing with me. So I have a program that I've launched. So I will use my followers to create an exposure for other businesses. If you're into makeup, if you're into
it.
fields that are almost the same with what I do, that we can easily collaborate. My mission for 2021 is to uplift those people, create exposure for them. This is one of the visions that I always had. I was like, the more I have followers with Sassy Hills, the more I'll tell them about other brands, other Instagram page, other people. So this year, it's all about collaboration and nothing else.
Fantastic, fantastic. So where can they find for people? Because Sassy Heels does give me FOMO. Like whenever I see pictures, I'm like, God, God, not again. I didn't budget for this. But like for people that want to look, obviously I know your brand is about looking for women to want to look beautiful, want to look good, but at an affordable rate because your shoes are really very affordable when I look at them. So for people that want to find out more about Sassy Heels, where do they find Sassy Heels?
They must go to the website www.sassyheels.online. Obviously, on the Instagram page, they can contact. We are so responsive. And if they want more details, obviously, it's Jacob at sassyheels.online. So we'll take it from there. And yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you so much, Jacob, for giving us the time
Pleasure.
of your day. It was so nice and so informative, especially when you spoke about social media, because this is something that I teach and how brands and personal brands as well as businesses can leverage digital marketing in order to build their brands and build their businesses. So thank you so much for the time that you gave us. And I hope
Pleasure. Thank you very
that
much.
we'll see Sassy Hills fly even higher in 2021.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much and